Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging. Well, coming at you with thoughts of the day, and it is actually the evening, and I'm lounging here in the room formerly known as the Child's. And I wanted to tell you something I forgot to tell you the other day. I can't believe it. I think I forgot to tell you. I do not recall telling you this. How many times can I say telling? Hold on. I was trying to adjust my pillow. Anyhow, I don't believe I mentioned this, but I think it was on Friday. A man on the street of Conneaut Lake fell down on the sidewalk, and I had to rescue him, along with a classmate of mine named David Challingsworth. Yeah, it was really strange. Okay, I was working at the store, and it was, by the way, it's kind of late for me. It's 10:30. I was working at the store, and it was like right after Amy put this big neon poster board in the window saying that we're having a store closing sale. And that brings in some humdingers. Let me just say that kindly and nicely. Because after all, I'm representing another person's store. So it's my opinion, not hers. She loves everybody that darkens the doorstep, okay? At any rate, people come in who you've never seen before, and they act kind of funny or ask weird questions. Well, this older gentleman came in, and he was just sort of irritating. And normally, look, I love the elderly. I joke around with people. I get along fine. But he was kind of harassing other people in a way. Like, there was not harassing. That's probably too strong. Just irritating others. And he kept saying, so, you're closing down, are you? And I'm like, yes. I'm like doing a little bit of book work. The book work I love to do where I mark off what was sold. That's the big book work in which I take part at the store. And, some other lady was there, and he's, whatever, and he kept, like, almost leaving and then coming back, and he said, oh, so you're closing down, are you? How come? And, blah, 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 and la-di-da, and then he said something at one point about, what did he say? Hang on, I'm sorry, I can't gather a thought. He kept saying, this sure is an interesting place, and he said it, like, kind of gruff, or like, what a weird place you have here, or whatever. I suppose everything's made in Japan. That's right. That's what he said. It's like, what era are we in? They stopped making things in Japan when I was 6 or 7, I think, young. So life went on. He left. Everything was good. I kind of apologized to the other customer in there, but she said she wasn't terribly bothered by it. So I went outside and got on the phone, and I was telling Amy about it in the smoking area outside the building. And, which I'm going to inherit the ashtray. It's one of those really neat ones that comes up, and then it has a separate glass, ashtray that sits in it. And it has, I'll show it to you when I bring it home on the very last day. Yes, I'm on the phone telling Amy about this. Little did I know the man was over at the ATM, 90 feet away, let's say. And suddenly he hits the ground. He fell right to the ground, like boom, on the ground. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was him. I just noticed an older gentleman and didn't realize it was the same guy who had been in the store. So anyhow, I'm like, I've got to go. I hang up on Amy. I go over. One of my schoolmates, David Challingsworth, came out of the building at the same time. Like right after I said, are you okay? And he was like on all fours. He just, boom, dropped. Boom. I've never seen anything like it, really. I probably have, but I don't remember seeing anything like it. Certainly not an elderly person, more like a toddler. So then David came out because he helps out the Hawes family who owns the building next door. And so he came out, and we both lifted the gentleman up to his feet. And that's really the end of it. Although, I'm like, can we take you somewhere, do something, whatever? Here he was driving, of all things, and he got in his car and left. He seemed okay. Isn't that weird? The weirdest part is I forgot to tell you about it, because this is something that doesn't normally happen, like, every day, where I rescue a guy who had irritated me earlier. Had I known it was him, I wouldn't have rescued him. I'm just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I would have, and I would have. He wasn't that hideous or anything. It was just, he was a little irritating, but God love him. I don't want him to fall over on the damn street over it. So, at any rate, that's the big story of the day. Also, when I went to Years Acres today, I forgot to take my phone, but I had an excellent session, I guess you'd say, with the hoof situation. I'll tell you all about it another time. I just want to keep to one subject. But I was able to clean out the hoof thoroughly, and I'll fill you in on it later. Okay, that's all. Just wanted to let you know about rescuing this guy on the streets of Conneaut Lake and how I forgot to tell you about it. Over and out, Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Please drop those political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. And remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Check out General Smedley Butler and what he had to say.